review. And this time it's gonna be a F2P Drac. So when I say F2P, of course, meaning it can be gained without coupons, but with definitely a lot of luck. Yeah, so I'm talking about Odin's Wrath, and I think this is called check this out, or maybe another one. Its yellow version is, I think, Helasai or something like that. So basically it changes when you're, depending if you're P attack or M attack. But basically that's it. So with that, we're gonna go through here. Basically the main difference from Odin's Wrath to God King Order is that it's increased by 5% for yourself and 8% buff for everyone around you. So we'll go through the test later on. So I did some test if there are two players in the team, and would you be able to buff each other with 8% plus the 25% if you're activating it both. So that would make it 33% in total. So wait for that, and we're gonna check that out and find out if it's actually feasible. And with that, we're gonna compare as well why I chose God King Order rather than Divine Smite. So basically the reason is this is more straightforward. God King Order is basically a better version of Odin's Wrath, while Divine Smite is a bit different because it produces damage, 543,000 damage, physical damage to 5 enemies, and increasing their P damage taken by 15%. So this one is, I think, in a way less, because it's, if they're receiving 15% damage, basically you're also inflicting more damage, and in a way it can actually buff the damage over your opponents as well, but it's 15%. So yeah, in computation I would imagine that if, for example, your original damage would be 100k, God King Order would make it 125k. But in Divine Smite, since it's gonna receive 15k more damage, so your 100k would be around 115. The only difference is that, of course, if you have a lot of opponents, then they will all receive 15% more damage, and it will also take into effect the damage being done by your allies. And of course, another thing there is that I think both are good. It's just that it'll really depend on the situation and the strategy. You can even actually, for example, one of your ally has God King Order, you have Divine Smite, or the other way around, then you'd probably definitely deal more damage overall. But of course, it will depend. So for me, in general, I'd rather have this, and of course, you still buff your opponent. The only problem is that there's a proximity issue here. So 3 meters is a bit near. So basically you have to be as close as, I think, where my cat is right now, or even closer. I'm not really sure of how you measure the how do you call this, the meters here, but around that much. So with that, let's go to the activation test. So with that, I actually invited one of the top players to party with me to actually check out if we can activate the same God King Order when we're doing training center. So with that, let's check out. Of course, thanks to Rantel for helping me out in this video. Okay, so for the next part, actually, this is just to check if we can actually receive the buff of the 25% and the plus 8% if we both have the red Drac. So I invited Rentel, currently our rank 1 in the server, and he has the same red Drac in the weapon, Godly King Order, and what we're waiting for is if we can actually activate it at the same time, but it's gonna be difficult. But there you go, one for me. What is that? Where did it go? There we go. Oh man, it's moving. You can't see. Oh god, it's gone. Okay, there. Yeah, so I need to check it again because of let's see. So also another prerequisite to this is that we need to be close enough. 3 meters, I'm not sure how 3 meters is close in this game. I'm hoping we'd be close enough at this point. That wings. Okay, come on. So far, 1 minute we got 1 activation. We're almost at 2 minutes. I'm hoping to get another activation. Doesn't say any limited. Okay, we have one. Okay, so what is this? 25% still. So I'm not sure if the other is actually activating the Drac as well, but we're not seeing the 8%. Okay, so Rental is letting me borrow his character for a while here in the arena. 25%. Okay, we're activating quite a lot because we turned off our other red and yellow, so it's mostly just purple and orange in our stack. So far 2 activations, 2 minutes, we're almost at 3, and yeah. So how do we do this? 3 minutes. Let's go to see the 3rd activation. On so far, we're at 3 minutes now. It's really difficult to satisfy all the conditions of what I'm trying to capture, but okay, we have another. It's moving again. Okay. Oh, this is the 8%. Okay, that's 8%. So it means that it was activated by him, but only problem is, can I activate it with the 25%? So the icon is the same, so that's kind of not that good. But this is really difficult to see if we'll be able to get the 8%. If it's gonna be 33% in total, this is definitely worth it. If 25%, it's good, but there are a lot of different Dracs. But I think for the weapon, this is still the best red Drac that we can actually get. So, yeah. For one, I did see the 8%, so it's activating. While we're waiting, I'm quite curious, how much is the damage? We're both gunslingers. activated already. Okay, we got one again. I guess this is... Oh, it's gone right away. That's 8%. Oh, do you have to get close so it can activate? It's only 1 second. I'm not sure. So if you're out of the 3 meters, interesting. So if you're out of the 3 meters, your buff will get removed. But if you're inside, then it will be back. That's quite nice. Okay, we have another. I think this is gone, so it's probably okay. Yeah, that's quite interesting. So it, as long as the main character has it, you can actually receive the buff. So that's for 15 seconds, and it's gonna be like a walking buff. And with that, I think it's quite difficult to actually see if we're gonna activate both. But let's give it a few more minutes, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna make use of this time. But yeah, thanks Rental for okay, that's mine activated. Yeah. So yeah, thanks Rental for checking this out with me. And thank you as well for Chichi who did try earlier, but Phantom Sound, well, my Phantom Sound doesn't really activate much. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it doesn't work as much. So I'm only seeing one icon at a time, so yeah, it might be that, well, for one, this video is taking so long. So the thought of this is that while we want to see the 25 plus 8%, the fact that it can't be activated in 8 minutes means that it's not going to be as useful in battle. If ever that you're going to be able to activate it with your friends that has the same Drac, then definitely there's going to be a big luck factor that's going to be considered. So either way, I don't think that it's going to be really something that you can use as a strategy or tactic, but definitely the 8% is good. So one thing that we learned here is that the buff is actually there while the buff is active in the with the main user. So it doesn't, you don't need to be in the same or near to the main character in the activation itself, so you can go near the character that activated it as long as it's there, so you get the effect. And it's kind of hard to explain, but I hope you guys got what I meant. Basically, the main character will be a moving buff for 15 seconds and for 15 seconds. This is gonna be so useful in COS and maybe even in LOH tournament, and I'm not sure with other club events because you're gonna move a lot in other club events. So yeah, even in LOH, but LOH gives you a smaller map, so there's a higher chance that you're gonna activate it. So yeah, I guess we're in 10-minute mark now, so I don't think that we should continue this. Like I said, the fact that it's not didn't happen that we activated at the same time means that this would be definitely so rare to see anyway. Yeah, so I activated it again. Last chance, one more, come on. Okay, no. Okay, yeah, so I guess that's it.